Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
We'll convene as the Board of Supervisors. I need approval of the tentative agenda.
So moved.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All ayes. Would you read the minutes from the previous meeting, please?
August 18th, 2025, Chairman Rasmussen called the regular meeting of the Wright County Board of Supervisors to order at 9 a.m. The members present were Cluse, Bosch, Rasmussen, Luke, and Ellis. Motion by Luke, second by Bosch to approve the tentative agenda. Motion carries. Minutes of the previous regular meeting of August 11th, 2025 were then approved. Approved claims for payments. In open forum, Mark Thompson was interested in learning more about the seismic testing that is happening in Wright County. Adam Clemens, Wright County engineer, discussed a few details and we'll get Thompson in touch with Kyle Handy with Twin Rivers Exploration. There are demonstrations going on at the Heartland Museum this week. The board discussed the 28E agreement with the city of Dallas for law enforcement services. The agreement is for August 1st, 2025 to July 31st, 2026, and will provide general law enforcement services to the city of Dallas. The city will pay Wright County Sheriff $26,350 for the services. The board would like to table this item until next week, August 25th, to hear from the Wright County Sheriff. Clemens discussed the posting of a new job or a new truck driver position in the ferry maintenance facility. Ellis would like to restructure within the secondary roads department. Motion by Ellis and second by Cluse to rescind the motion from August 11th, approving the internal posting for the truck driver out of the ferry maintenance facility. Motion carries. Clemens gave an update on the secondary roads department. Motion by Bosch, second by Ellis to adjourn the meeting. Motion carries.
Any additions or corrections? They will stand approved as read. Claims have been around. Open forum for the public input. Okay, review and take action on the 20E agreement with the city of Dallas on law enforcement services. I did talk to Slutenhofer on this matter. He says he's the one that made up the contract, so everything is fine.
That's correct. I spoke with him also.
Motion to approve the contract.
I will second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
All ayes. Rescind the motion appointing Samuel Kane as deputy or assistant.
Did he?
No, it was motioned incorrectly.
Okay.
Can't just change the verbiage, so we're resending that motion and motioning to approve him as a deputy sheriff, what it should have been.
Gotcha. Okay.
So we want to rescind that motion?
Motion to rescind that, the motion which was made on August 11th.
Yeah.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
All ayes. Review and take action to appoint Samuel Kane as deputy sheriff.
I'll make a motion to appoint Samuel Kane as deputy sheriff in the sheriff's department.
I'll second that. Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
All ayes. Peggy Slutenhofer to request tax abatement for the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Drainage Assessment. Dean always has fun with this one. I knew that was coming.
Stable. No.
I've got a better one
No,
for him.
don't.
You can do that after the meeting.
So apparently we did not do this last year. We did not do these, so I have some from last year, I have some from this year. I have all the letters if you would like to read through them. From U.S. Fish and Wildlife, the packet of the new statements, but delinquent notices from last year. Anybody interested in any reading materials?
Not yet.
Okay. So, same thing, they want to have their drainage assessments abated because their stance is that they should not even be built for them. So, there we are.
So we have a policy, a proposed policy we have a policy that has been approved by NACO, the National Association of Counties. It has been endorsed by the Iowa State Association of Counties. And it was generated from Wright County. And the issue is federal government refuses to pay its fair share, arguing it's a tax rather than a fee. And under law, many states allow counties and other local governments to create special purpose districts to fund specific services such as drainage, drinking water, sewer, road construction, police, fire, and other services as defined under state law. Though these special districts, real estate parcels, through these special districts, real estate parcels which are owned by individuals, businesses, and other entities are assessed costs for projects that benefit the landowners within that district. For example, in Iowa, in Iowa, under state law, private landowners have the ability to create drainage districts for agricultural, sanitary, and flood control purposes. When the drainage district undertakes drainage improvements or repairs, all landowners in the district are required to pay their share of expense incurred during the repair or improvement. And again, this is based on their use of that district's assets. In recent years, the federal government has been purchasing land within these districts, and some land donated in these districts, and they're refusing to pay their share when improvements and repairs are completed, arguing that it's a tax, and under federal law, federal government is not required to pay state or local taxes. Again, specifically in Iowa, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service is refusing to make those payments. This has repercussions on all other landowners, including county and state road departments and railroads within that district, as they split up and pay the federal government's share. Notwithstanding, this fee is not a tax, nor is it an actual assessment. It is payment due from all landowners within the district who benefit from the contracted work done within that district. So again, knowing that, I would make a motion to not U.S. Fish and Wildlife.
You mean not to abate?
Not to abate their taxes, that's what I meant, yes, excuse me.
Not to pay their taxes.
Not to abate their drainage assessments.
There you go.
What is the dollar amount?
The total for everything from last year and this year is $805.57.
So if I'm trying to understand this, if we abate their taxes, then the county pays for that?
No,
Who pays
then
for that?
the landowners within that district, it will be split
Oh,
evenly among
the
them.
next time they do an assessment.
Yeah.
So
Again,
enroll,
the federal government is putting a burden on the rest of the members of that district. And I don't care if they own the ground, but pony up. Everybody else who owns the ground
and
ponies up.
in reality, it's not a tax. It is to maintain
Those
the,
assets.
Yes.
That's correct.
It depends on who you ask. Because if you look at the Iowa code right now, drainage is collected in the same manner as tax. It is basically called a tax in the Iowa code. I'm not gonna argue with you on this point. All I'm
I would
gonna
agree
say
with you
is-
that it is collected in the same way as a
Because
tax, yes.
it can go to tax sale just like anything else.
And that's what I would propose that we do, is that we put that federal land up for
Can't-
tax
I
sale.
cannot, that is the Iowa code, and I cannot sell any subdivision of the government.
You'd do that if I didn't pay my
You're
drainage.
not a government. I can't do it with the state, I can't do it with the city, can't do it with Wright County. So, I mean, they are lumped into that I cannot take that to the tax sale. So the only thing, and like I said before, this causes an immense amount of paperwork and record keeping in my office. So my question would be, if this goes through at NACO and they get this done, would it be retroactive to include these at all? Or will it be going forward?
I don't know.
Because if it's not retroactive, we're gonna have to do something with these anyway. That would be my point.
And I accept your point, Peggy,
Yeah.
I do, I
Yeah.
understand it.
Cause you.
I just know that things don't change unless somebody stands up and says, this is wrong, let's get it changed, and I don't know.
Which is fine, I don't care one way or the other whether they pay or not, but this is just today's paperwork, this is. This is just the May delinquent notices plus the statements for this year.
And my purpose is not to create more work for you, that was not my purpose behind any of this.
Correct, I know, it's just that this is our reality with it. So, I mean, in a county that has 250 plus drainage districts, it creates a lot of work. And I mean, not every county even has US Fish and Wildlife lands in it,
I know,
so I mean,
So what's your next step? Just a little more information on this. What's your next step if this doesn't get approved today?
okay, I'll come back. I'll be back in November when they get their delinquent notices, and then I'll be back next May.
and they'll send us another letter saying that, you know, you're,
I'm up to like 4 letters now for each.
I like seeing it, so I'll second that motion.
perhaps we could get the Treasurers Association to endorse this.
There's not that
Also.
many that have drainage.
Let's do the northern tier of Iowa.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're talking to Treasures Association,
Yes, Eric?
From the Iowa Drainage Law Manual. Chapter 427, property exempt and taxable. Structures and, sorry, I didn't bring my other pair of glasses.
You're on top of your head.
Oh. Narratives used for impoundment purposes are not taxable. Section 427.1, part 20.
You'd be doing better to try.
That's from the Iowa Drainage Law Manual.
427, 468 is drainage law.
This says chapter 427, property exempt and taxable.
427.
And that's out of the Iowa Drainage Manual.
And, okay.
That's how it works.
So,
Structures and. It's an impounding.
Well, I'm assuming what she's asking for abatement is the Fish and Wildlife property that back in the 80s. They did a mitigation out there because it was gonna cost so much to fix that county main through there.
Oh, that was DD 90.
Yeah, 80/90, is that the one, Peggy?
I have 10, I have 85, I have,
It, this is all drainage assessment, so
Even
when the engineering company does a classification, those lands, all lands are assessed. And whether it's held by a
Okay.
normal citizen and or
yeah,
federal government. And
Well,
so
I
that's.
apologize, and I
That's all
thought
right.
it was
You're good.
80/90 that was,
Yep,
no,
not this year anyway.
not this year anyway, but
yeah,
It
You know,
changes.
the state of Iowa, the lands that they own, they pay their drainage
Correct.
adjustments.
Correct. County pays theirs too.
Yep. Wright County, Conservation, the lands that they own, they pay their drainage
City does too.
assessments,
under duress.
so. Under,
Well, that reminds me, I haven't got some letters yet this year about people paying under duress.
and some people confuse, PILT payment in lieu of taxes as that this would apply to that.
Mhm.
But our PILT dollars never go to drainage.
No.
They go to the schools,
Mhm.
to the townships, to all of the taxing entities that are listed at the bottom of your tax statement, but they never go to drainage. So,
Because I do believe there are some counties who use their PILT dollars to pay the drainage payment.
and I guess if you're proposing doing that,
No, no, absolutely not.
I would be in favor of
No,
that,
absolutely not.
okay?
Okay, we have a motion on the floor and a second. Dean, would you repeat your motion again so everybody understands it?
My motion is to deny the abatement of the assessment for drainage for the US Fish and Wildlife.
And we have a second. All in favor?
aye. Aye.
All ayes. Thank you.
Yep, I will see you in November.
Not a problem.
Sorry, Peggy.
Sorry, I love paper.
Adam,
Got an update for you this week. blades were out priority level 3 blading. We did some, restructuring, as you guys asked. Went down to, moved one of the blade operators over to the truck driver position that we had open, to make sure that we kept the ordinances in effect and, when we plow snow. So we've gone down to 10 motor graders. We have had a meeting with all 10 of them, and worked out areas with them. They're gonna be starting to do those soon. Trucks, year 1 graveling, shouldering and top dress out of Meineke. So the top dress, as we all understand, we're top dressing some of those, routes for next year. Work orders 10, work orders complete. We did have, 1 ironweed complaint. So if you start to see more of that, let us know. We'll go out and either mow them or try to spray them. So,
Spraying's not gonna do a lot this
No.
time of year.
no. So we'll do what we can. Objectives, 53% on the year 1 gravel, 60 up to 122. And then top dress, 55% of that is done right now. Construction update. So I said last week that Peterson would be in on Wednesday. Since they got a bunch of rain up north, that made its way down to the Boone River and canceled that ability for them to come in. So we're gonna wait until
So
water
their
goes back
clock,
down.
their clock was ticking, but now it's not ticking.
Correct.
So we just monitor that daily, and when it gets to where we feel that they can.
Yep.
It starts again.
Yep.
Okay.
Belmont Bridge, the contractor is getting a diesel hammer replacement. They've decided to rent one instead of trying to fix the one they have. So we are waiting. We have to have a wave equation redone. And what I mean by wave equation, it's a graph that shows linear lines on it that have like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and those are the drops, how far the hammer drops and hits. So, and then how many blows there is, we go over to that line, what the drop was, and it shows us how many tons. So we have to have another one redone because the weights are different with that new hammer. So,
Really?
yep. So paving, currently milling the surface on R33 to C54, all the way over to 69. I think they're somewhere around Jackson Avenue, as of last Friday. We are getting some raveling in some of the areas because of the traffic that's still on the road. So we're looking at,
Traveling.
so it'll start breaking up, and it might even rut on us. So we will have to maybe do some partial depth patching on it. So Jeremy's working on a change order. That's something I'm gonna go out and look at this morning is, what the depth of that patch needs to be. So,
So,
And that patch, is that just like rock, or
no, it'll be asphalt.
it will?
It'll be an asphalt patch.
so you'll have to be more asphalt in that area where it's raveling.
Yep, so we'll actually have to replace the sub base with asphalt and then we'll pave back over it. So this is nothing, I mean, when you open up something new and people are still driving on it, it happens all the time. So it's nothing that we didn't suspect, it's just we were hoping.
That was the first time we've used that word, so I was just
Oh.
wondering what the hell it was.
So that's what we're working on, so we'll be out looking at those, few things. Anything else?
On Friday when I came home, there was some people digging in the ditch out at the intersection of C54 and
240th Street,
R38.
CBD4 and, okay,
In the northwest corner. It looked like fiber optic people, but there wasn't traffic stuff set up, so I wondered if they had spoken with you. It was still open last night, so.
I knew that we had some work when I came home on Friday. There was a contractor working on 240th and R38. They were replacing a burn pedestal there, so
Maybe it's related to this
Could be.
down there.
could be,
Yeah.
take a look at it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Twin Rivers giving you back.
Oh, sorry, yes, Twin River, I keep forgetting to get that on here. Twin Rivers has, kept me abreast on their process. They were still on 240th Street. They have put nodes all the way to about, maybe just past County K from 240th all the way. And they've done about 0.58 miles of vibratory testing. And, they're going to be giving me a report on that PPV today. So I should see that. So that we can iron out that report, just to make sure that any of our structures that they are coming close to, that it doesn't go over the 0.5.
Have you gotten any of the GPS locations yet or anything like that for the
No, that'll
places
be on
that
that-
they have?
That'll be on their
On this
report.
one, okay.
That'll be on
I didn't know if they did on Highway 3 and 69.
No,
if they
that
give
wasn't.
you.
I can request them if we would like to have them, if you guys would like to have them for the drainage districts.
I think that would be
Okay.
beneficial if you could. I don't know, you know, what kind of a file that'll be or how big it
Very
would
large.
be.
I had a landowner contact me that they'd been approached by Twin Rivers to go across their property and wanted information. I shared the information that I was aware of with the county, and going on roads. Twin Rivers or whoever the individual was,
Trigen is the,
say it again.
Trigen is the company that's doing the lease agreement.
Yeah, the landowner couldn't remember. It was just a phone conversation. They said that they would be sending an agreement form, but they hadn't received anything yet. So is Sam,
Trigen,
is Trigen, are they out at the museum also or
Yes, they
only?
are.
They are,
Mhm.
okay.
I spoke to them out
Betty's
there,
had conversations with them.
yeah.
Okay, so maybe I'll direct that landowner to go out there and make contact.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Anything else for Adam?
Sounds good.
Thank you. Old business.
Went to ISAC this weekend, or this past week. As always, learn something, new every time that I go there. I guess the big report is that there is a coalition of counties that's getting together, to, support having an amicus brief, written to the Iowa Supreme Court, in support of, Shelby and Story counties, case that will be going in front of the Supreme Court. So, right now we have about, I believe there's 16 counties on the list that are interested in talking with their board about sharing in the cost of that amicus brief. The cost is, we have a hard quote from Allers and Cooney of $25,000 for that brief. And so the more the merrier,
Mhm.
hoping for many counties to join in this.
Is that something we should put on the agenda for next week, or is that too early yet?
I think it's too early yet. Allers and Cooney asked for this week to prepare the documents. It will come to us as a cover letter and a 28E agreement. And it'll go out to the counties that have expressed interest. And so
Mhm.
I think probably the following week would be, probably the 8th, I think would be a
Okay.
better idea to put it on the agenda for that.
And with that, there is more than 5 counties already that are interested in
Correct.
joining. So, it's pretty much gonna state, not to exceed $5,000
Right.
for the county to join, but we'll have a better number.
Hopefully, I'm pretty sure we'll have a better number.
Yeah.
When it's all ironed out. Okay, any new business? Update on meetings. I've got, UDMO tomorrow night in Fort Dodge. I hope either by that or by Zoom, but I think we're gonna have it in Fort Dodge. And then I've got, Central Iowa Detention Wednesday at 1 o'clock.
DCAT on Wednesday at 1:30.
I have building families this afternoon, finance on Wednesday, and CFR on Thursday.
One of the things at ISAC also that I thought of is big conversation was property tax reform, with legislation. And, that's gonna be a big conversation in the Capitol this next session. And that, a lot of counties, they don't know what's gonna happen, what's gonna transpire. You know, will they get something? I believe Lucas was saying, and talking about just getting rid of rollbacks. do a 2% increase to your revenues and then get rid of the rollback, so everything will be at its
With the
assessed
exception of
value.
the rollback
It's
on
for
ag.
ag, yeah, ag land would still have a rollback. So the big thing that we need to get to our department heads is that we need to really start tightening our belts, because we don't know what this legislation is going to do to us, and that we still need to get focused. If the new legislation, then there won't be a focus on a $3.50 max, but we still need to, 2% doesn't keep up with inflation, so.
Anything else before the board?
Motion to adjourn.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
All ayes. We'll take a 5-minute recess before our drainage, before we convene as the drainage trustees. As drainage trustees, I need approval of the tentative agenda.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All ayes. Would you read the minutes from the previous meeting, please?
Last meeting was August 18th, 2025. The Wright County Board of Supervisors met in regular session as trustees of the drainage districts with the following members present: Rick Rasmussen, Dean Clues, Lynn Lukes, Ashley Bosch, and Betty Ellis. Also present were Courtney Morris, drainage administrator, and Amanda Meyer, auditor. Other interested parties were Bob Ritter and Wright County monitor via Zoom. Motion by Rasmussen and seconded by Clues to call the meeting to order. Motion carried. Motion by Clues and seconded by Lukes to approve the tentative agenda. Motion carried. Minutes of the previous meeting on August 11th, 2025 were read and approved. Motion by Clues and seconded by Bosch to approve drainage claims for payment. There were no work orders needing approval. Morris presented the following 9 drainage invoices. First one was for Soil and Septic LLC for Subdrainage District 106 in Belmont, section 32 for $8,282.81. Next one is Joe Hara for Brush and Weed. $6,500. Next one's for Joe Hara for D7 lateral 1 for Brush and Weed Control for $250. Next one is Joe Hara for DD 177 North Main for Brush and Weed Control for $250. Next one is Joe Hara for DD 7 for Brush and Weed Control for $3,350. The next one's for Joe Hara for DD 5 Brush and Weed Control for $2,150. And we have the messenger for Joint Drainage District 46-92 public hearing publication for $168. We have the Wright County Auditor for D 62 public hearing postage for $20.72. And the last one is Wright County Secondary Roads for DD 5 drone flying for $217.70. Motion by Clues and seconded by Lukes to adjourn the meeting. Motion carried.
Any additions or corrections? If not, they stand approved as read.
Motion to adjourn as
You got claims.
claims. I didn't see them claim in mine.
We signed them.
Right, we approved them. We approved them last week.
Yeah,
We all signed.
And we signed them today.
correct.
Was there anything else in that? I didn't have anything else in my package.
Neither did I.
No, there's no work orders and no invoices.
Okay. Anything else that we need to discuss?
Was there anything in open forum?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Anything in the open forum for public input regarding drainage districts?
I got a question, Dean, or for the whole board. I had a work order. I had a suck hole in the ditch and put a work order in. The county came out and fixed it. It was on a tile line, a private tile line that goes under the road. And the suck hole was on my side, and they got it fixed. They did a good job and everything, but in the process, I had an intake. When we did some tiling several years ago, we came right up to the right of way. I had an intake in the right of way. Well, he took that out and they moved it down into the ditch. So I can go ahead and put my intake back, or I guess I don't understand why he moved my intake or took my intake out and moved it down into the right of way. I don't need an answer today.
Okay.
Think about it, and I'll have a little demonstration for you in the near future, okay? Show you where it was at, and he did, when he took the intake out, I've got the T-section where my intake was at. It was on the inside of the light pole, so, and he touched the outside row of beams, but that's no big deal. I mean, it just, he kind of leveled everything off. The water will probably run better from my field into the ditch. I just, I guess what I'm thinking is, I would like to have my intake back on private property. So if I need to work on that, I can without getting permission from the county.
Understood.
So I think
Okay.
that's mostly a secondary roads
Yeah,
project, so I'm wondering if he needs to talk to Adam Clemens and or his guys to figure out the logic as to how the project was done.
right.
Yeah, I'd say you need to talk to Adam on it, cause if it was on the right of way and they moved it, what was the logic for moving it down into the ditch?
I'm assuming that, is there a fence line there, Bob, or just telephone poles?
Just
Power.
poles, there's no fence line there.
Okay. Yeah, so that would be my guess also that, that it is within the right of way or the measurement of the right of way. But I don't know that. Can I, ask Adam to do some research and get back with you on that?
You bet. I was
Okay.
wondering if I should just talk to him or whatever, so.
Yeah, I think that probably, that's the way, if in fact it was in the right of way, if in fact it is not in the right of way, then I would think that, we would be responsible for putting the intake back in for you that was on your side of the right of way line.
Okay, okay,
Okay,
yep, we'll get it straightened out one way or the other. Okay,
okay. Thank
okay,
you, sir.
thank you.
You bet.
Back to the claims, when invoices were presented last week, the invoices did not have a motion made on them, because we were gonna make motions on the claims.
Okay,
Okay.
I would make a motion to approve the claims as presented on the August 18th, at the August 18th meeting. Does that sound right?
Okay, so last week's minutes, it said motion by Clues, second by Bosch to approve drainage claims for payment.
That was from the week prior. You're making the motion now for those 9 invoices.
Okay, all right, got it.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
All ayes?
Now you can adjourn.
Anything else before the board?
No, sir. Motion to adjourn as drainage trustee.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
All ayes?